on CTV News at 5.
What they're doing is figuring out how much they can get out of your wallet.
Digital footprints. Is your phone keeping track of your browsing habits? You bet.
Doing 2,000 push-ups. I'm pretty used to doing some.
The push-up challenge. A maritime veteran flexes his muscles for mental health.
They had nights up there, it was in the -30s, and it's very cold, but he didn't give up, and neither did we.
And Harley comes home. After 6 months, a wayward pup is reunited with his human.
Remaining flurries wrap up this evening, then a clearing sky, but colder temperatures overnight.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopalis. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, algorithm activity. Sometimes it just feels like your phone is listening and feeding you exactly what it needs to keep you scrolling. From monitoring our browser history to surveillance pricing. As CTV's Ryan McDonald reports, if you feel you're being tracked, it's probably because you are. Ryan.
Maria, the way things used to work was that a price was set, the same price for everyone, and you decided whether or not you were willing to pay it. But according to some experts I spoke with today, AI's ability to track our purchasing trends often leads to, well, different prices for different people. If you've ever purchased something online and wound up paying more than what a friend or partner did, AI might have something to do with it.
What they're doing is figuring out how much they can get out of your wallet on every single purchase that you make. And the price that you see may not be the price that I see.
Giles Crouch says that's what's called surveillance pricing, and that AI is getting better at predicting the price that a person might pay for something, factoring in things like purchase history, what internet browser you're using, and even details about the smartphone or computer that you're scrolling on.
Like say you're even just trying to hail a ride-sharing service. They can figure out your battery percentage. If your battery is at 5%, they can charge you more because they know you've got to make a fast decision.
Like I said, the social contract is they give us all these apps and all these things that we use, and what we give them is our data.
That's a trade-off most people are willing to make, according to retail analyst Bruce Winder. He says that when you download an app, those potential pitfalls are included in the terms and conditions, but most people don't read the fine print and end up getting those personalized ads and product recommendations.
You know, I might say something and suddenly an ad pops up, or I search something and there's an ad that pops up. And I think most people feel that's not a big price to pay for having this technology at their fingertips.
Price is the same for everybody at the Mayflower Mall, that's right.
While online shopping is convenient, the manager of Cape Breton's largest mall says doing it the old-fashioned way means fixed prices and not feeling like you're being watched when you open your wallet.
You see everything for yourself, pick it up, look at it, and purchase it, and you don't have to worry about AI tracking you down.
Though the experts say those algorithms can still be active if you're browsing online while inside a store or even in the parking lot.
Because they know if you're in the parking lot and you're searching for prices, they can charge you more because you're more likely to go into the store because you're already there.
And Giles Crouch added that there are no regulations in Canada yet to prevent companies from doing things like surveillance pricing. He said that one thing we can do to fight back just a little bit is consider using a VPN or virtual private network to make it harder for AI to track us. Maria?
Oh, thank you, Ryan. That's some good information and some validation, too, for all of us who've been wondering if our phone's listening to us. Thank you, Ryan. CTV's Ryan McDonald in Sydney for us this evening. All right, heading over to the anchor desk now, where Todd Battis has a look at the headlines.
Yes, indeed, Maria. We are going to start on the south shore of Nova Scotia tonight, where a proposed wind farm is getting a $200 million federal loan. The Mersey River Wind Project will see the construction of 33 turbines. Once it's all done, the project is expected to produce enough electricity to light up 36,000 homes. We'll get some details tonight. We'll talk to the federal energy minister, who's in town as well. The jury at the Jansen Baker double murder trial in Moncton has begun deliberations. Baker is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of Rosemary and Bernard Saunier of Dieppe. Derek Haggett has been following the trial. He'll bring us word as soon as there's a verdict. Tomorrow is the last day for this liquor store at Halifax's Scotia Square Mall. It seems the store has become rather popular among shoplifters. Theft has increased so much, they're shutting it down, and there are concerns about safety. We'll get details at 6. Let's get weather details now. Kayla Mitchell in the Weather Center. A rather pleasant and even sunny day.
Yeah.
Some spots around the region.
Yeah, it was nice that in the afternoon the sun did manage to break through parts of the Maritimes after it had been cloudier last night and through the first part of today. And of course that cloud cover accompanied by some periods of both light snow and flurries. Now last night that snow was mostly in the range of around 1 to 5 centimeters. So a few areas reported up to around several centimeters of snow, so 7-8 centimeters, including some of the inland areas in around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick, parts of Prince Edward Island, and in Cape Breton, some of the higher terrain into Victoria County reported some snowfall amounts of around 10, 11, 12 centimeters of snow. Now, there was some melt with that snow, and of course, any remaining falling flurries throughout the day today as temperatures climbed onto the plus side of the scale, which is where they're at for many communities now as we're making our way into the first part of this evening. A lot of areas between 1 and 5 degrees, so it is chillier for northern and western areas. New Brunswick, Woodstock up towards Edmundston sitting at -1, near 0 at the Charlotte Airport, and -1 at Bathurst. Winds out of the west and southwest, and at this hour being sustained mostly between 15 and 25 kilometers per hour. We're getting some occasional gusts reported between 30 and 40 kilometers per hour. There will be a change in the wind direction tonight and tomorrow, and that's going to start to bring in some colder air off the continent. Over on radar and satellite, there are still some widely scattered flurries present here and there for parts of the Maritimes, but these will be mostly coming to an end as we make our way through this evening. Clearing conditions for tonight, but I mentioned that colder air moving back in place, so that's going to be around for the start of the day for tomorrow. More on that later on. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. We'll see you a little later on. Right now, it's time for our first break here on CTV News at 5. So much more to come, including these stories.
Coming up tonight on CTV News at 5, push-up challenge for a good cause.
Hi, McConvey here in Halifax. Coming up on CTV News at 5, from stutter to stand up. This comedian talks about how he took his fear and turned it into action. I'll have more on his book and teachings coming up.
I'm Stephanie Seacos in Brookfield, Nova Scotia. Coming up on CTV News at 5, a long road home. A Nova Scotia man has been reunited with his dog who had been missing for 6 months following a crash last summer. That story is still ahead on CTV News at 5.
We're Give to Live. Our mission is to inspire you to live happy and healthy lives through generosity, fitness, and achieving the extraordinary. Join us and support our charities. Get inspired at givetolive.ca and achieve your extraordinary.
Welcome back. So the push-up challenge is on right now in support of the Canadian Mental Health Association. CTV's Brianne Foley introduces us to participants who know how important it is to push for change.
10? Yep. Just 10? 1, 2.
Mike Beebe and Justin Thomas took on the push-up challenge for mental health for the second straight year. That means 2,000 push-ups in 23 days.
Trying to raise awareness, we started the Mental Health Challenge with a team of people that I work with.
A lot of people are affected by mental health, or at least know someone that are affected by mental health. So this is our second year doing it. I think it's a great place to put money.
Beebe says his personal experience impacted his view of mental health, and now he wants to be an advocate for others.
So when I was in the military, for instance, if you talked about having mental health issues, that meant you were kind of putting your promotions or any advancement on hold, right? So for myself, I wasn't dealing with it for a long time. And unfortunately, my family and myself were just dealing with it at home.
Proceeds from their campaign go directly back into the Nova Scotia community.
Mike is sort of like leading in showing that donations that you make to not-for-profit organizations in our community that are grassroots or at the provincial level and making changes at policy levels is really important.
We have 1,657 people participating, and they've raised $104,000 so far.
Bev Cadam knows the mental health struggle all too well.
I lost my son, Seamus, in 2017 to suicide. So talking about Mike speaking out, I also take that approach.
It is okay to talk about. That's the most important thing, is mental health always gets kind of sheltered, and you shouldn't talk about your feelings, and you shouldn't, I think it's something that should be addressed more.
With just 2 days to go, the final push is on. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Well done, you guys. Well done, Brianne. Did you
down
see
and
her
get me
there?
10,
Yeah.
I guess.
Outstanding. Wonderful campaign and a really awesome message as well. Thank you for sharing. All right, Kaylin Mitchell joins us. Mild day, but I hear temperatures are on their way down.
Yeah, they're going to be headed down tonight as we get in behind a cold front and our skies clear a little bit, which means I'll be careful out there for maybe some icy spots to develop because there was some melt of those snowbanks on the go. I'm going to have more on the forecast next.
A wreath-laying ceremony was held at the Fairview Legion this morning to mark the 35th anniversary of the end of the Gulf War and to honor the approximately 4,000 veterans of Operation Friction, the Canadian contribution to the 1991 U.S.-led war in the Persian Gulf. Canada was part of a 35-country coalition to help remove invading forces of Iraq from neighboring Kuwait.
It means a lot to have the support of all Canadians, which we certainly did while we were there. And it was evidenced by all the letters that were sent to us by children, by families.
Ceremonies will conclude on Saturday at CFB Halifax Dockyard, where a flyover is scheduled to mark the ceasefire that ended combat operations 35 years ago. And Kaylin, it looks like the weather cooperated for the ceremony today as well.
Yeah, and for Saturday, weather conditions look fair as well for that, so that's good news. Taking a look at our sunrise and sunset times today, we're going to the Fredericton area, and we can see that the cloud cover did break up there a little bit, though they did have a round still of some light snow and some flurries that was making its way across the province of New Brunswick throughout a good portion of the first part of today. Taking a look at our weather systems map, that came along with a low pressure system that made its way out of the northeastern United States, a couple of weaker weather fronts with it. But as we start to get behind this second cold front, this one that's back towards the St. Lawrence River Valley in through Quebec, and that happens tonight, temperatures are going to be turning colder for the Maritimes. So taking a look at things on radar currently, we still have some scattered flurries present around parts of the region right now, mostly across central and northern areas of New Brunswick, but there remains a chance of some flurries this evening for Prince Edward Island and northern eastern areas of Nova Scotia. The clearing conditions will gradually work their way in as we head into the overnight hours, and as the sky clears up a little bit, that's when temperatures are going to fall very quickly. So do plan on it being a cold start to the day tomorrow for all three maritime provinces. Now there is a little ridge of high pressure that's going to be in place on Friday, so moving into the afternoon, sky conditions around the region are either going to be sunny or with a very fair weather mix of sun and cloud. There will be some increasing cloudiness Friday evening and Friday night, especially for the provinces of New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island, and that means for the start of the weekend on Saturday, it is going to be a bit more of a mix of sun and cloud on that day compared to Friday's conditions, and there will be a chance of a couple of flurries or showers up around the northwest of New Brunswick on Saturday. Taking a look at the winds in the forecast for tonight, they're going to become northwest as we move towards and after midnight. Sustained winds between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour. Remember, that's bringing that colder air out of the province of Quebec and down across the maritime region. And the winds for tomorrow remain out of the northwest. They'll be sustained in most cases between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour with a few occasional gusts between 20 and 40. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight. So there's that colder air arriving. Most of the lows for the province of Nova Scotia will be falling between -4 and -8 tonight, down to around -8 for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island. And for New Brunswick tonight, many low temperatures will be falling to range around -11 to -16, except down around the Bay of Fundy coastline and for Moncton in the southeast, where the lows will be between -8 and -11. Here's a look at the high temperatures in the forecast for Friday. Cold start, a little bit of recovery in those temperatures into the afternoon, but a bit chillier compared to today. So the high temperatures for New Brunswick, for southern half of the province, between -1 and -4, and for northern areas of New Brunswick, mostly between -3 and -6. -4 for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island for tomorrow. Most communities for Nova Scotia with high temperatures between -2 and 0, except on the Atlantic coastline where some of the high temperatures will be up between 0 and 3 degrees. That takes us into the start of the weekend. As I mentioned on Saturday, it's generally a fair weather day. Not as sunny as it will be on Friday. Especially for the province of New Brunswick, where again, there's a chance of a flurry or shower up in the north of the province. You can see the temperatures, though, on Saturday are expected to be milder once again for the region, coming up to the plus side of the scale. In some cases, the high temperatures right around the mid-single digits. In the end of the weekend for Sunday, we do have another cold front coming through, and this one is expected to bring flurries across the Maritimes on Sunday. And in behind that front, colder temperatures. That'll be felt on Sunday during the day through northern areas of New Brunswick, where the high temperatures, the daytime temperatures, will be brought back several degrees below zero. The rest of the Maritimes will really get into the cold air Sunday night into Monday morning. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from 9-year-old Evelyn Estabrooks from Sackville, New Brunswick. Evelyn has sent us a drawing of a winter day on the farm. Looks like there's a lot of action going on. Nice snowman there as well, Evelyn. And CTV weather watchers can come in to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So a lifelong stutter hasn't stopped a Toronto-based comedian from traveling the world to perform. CTV's Emma Convey met with Jose Peranian ahead of his Halifax shows.
Jose Peranian loves to make people laugh. The Toronto-based comedian lives with a stutter and loves a challenge. Before every show, he takes on his toughest crowd, 100 strangers, one conversation at a time.
An exercise of introducing myself to complete strangers.
Growing up, he avoided speaking altogether out of fear of being different.
I first learned this breathing technique to help me control the stuttering. Second step was to join Toastmasters public speaking.
In 2017, he made the jump to stand-up comedy and keynote speaking. His focus is on mental health, disabilities, and fear. But for a while, he saw his stutter as taboo and wouldn't mention it.
As soon as I started to joke about it on stage, it completely changed how I felt about being different.
He's built quite the name for himself, performing at organizations, conferences, and educational institutions all over the world. He's also performed stand-up on the Canada's Got Talent stage. Just a few weeks ago, he released his first book.
In the same way that I've had to overcome my own stutter, people can overcome their inner stutter by following those same steps.
Peranian says the first step is identifying your inner stutter. His advice for others is the same he would tell his younger self.
Own what makes you unique. 2, use fear as a compass. That will guide you to where you need to go.
Following his passion, one punchline at a time. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Emma, and thank you, Jose. You are so inspiring. By the way, if you'd like to say Jose, he performs at Laughability this evening and has shows at Yuck Yucks in Halifax on Friday and on Saturday. We've put a link to his social media on our website, ctvnewsatlantic.ca, so you can go and check it out for yourself. All right, we're going to take a break, but first some music. Next up in our African Heritage Month Music Spotlight, Frank Cadillac, the voice behind Juno Award-winning Halifax's Neon Dreams. The duo has built a global fan base, especially in South Africa, where their song Life Without Fantasies went platinum and led to sold-out tours there. Here is a snippet of what the hit was like. I don't need a lot, I don't need a raise, I just want love, a little bit of pain. I don't even know why. I just need you, your company. I just need you, your ecstasy. I don't need a bar, I don't need a chain. I just want love, a little bit of change. I just need you, your company. I just need you, your ecstasy.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. You're never going to want to leave beaches, Turks and Caicos when you win Password to Paradise.
And you could win that trip tomorrow with us just after 7 o'clock.
Welcome back. A Nova Scotia man has been reunited with his dog who'd been missing for 6 months following a serious car crash in New Brunswick last summer. CTV's Stephanie Seacos now on Harley's long journey home.
Matthew Osborne didn't know if he'd ever see his beloved dog Harley again.
He's back home, so that's all that matters. Hopefully many more years to come.
As a truck driver, his dog kept him company while on the road, but on August 12th, they were in a bad crash in New Brunswick.
I basically tried to turn right to get, because I knew the truck went left, so I turned right to get back to the highway. And by that time, I hit the brakes, and the truck went airborne.
This was his truck before, and this was after. Somehow they both survived, but in the chaos, Harley got away.
Poor boy here, he went through the windshield.
Osborne was in hospital for weeks, and Harley was in the wild.
It's been a long road. You know, for the first few weeks, I couldn't even move from the injuries in the hospital. Went from that to a wheelchair, then to a walker, then to a cane. So I had two great parents taking care of me and looking after trying to get my dog.
As summer turned to fall and then winter set in, Harley was still out there.
They had nights up there. It was in the minus 30s and very cold, but he didn't give up, and neither did we.
Exactly 6 months to the day of the crash, Harley was finally found. Osborne found out first thing the next morning and rushed to pick up his dog. It's a day he will never forget.
The relief and the worry of it all being over, the stress just dropped.
Harley was taken to the vet and essentially got a clean bill of health. Osborne is beyond grateful to have his best friend home.
Big thanks to everybody that helped, and the firefighters, the ambulance, everybody that helped for me to survive.
While Matthew Osborne still has quite a bit of recovering to do following last summer's crash, he at least now has his dog Harley by his side for support. Stephanie Seco, CTV News, Brookfield, Nova Scotia.
Thank you, Stephanie. What a happy ending, Matthew.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you doing so well, and Harley, too. I just love that story. Nice way to end the program today.
Definitely. And coming up on CTV News at 6, going to have more on the weather forecast I talked about earlier, looking pretty fair over the next couple of days, but some colder air returning to the Maritime region for the start of next month. Start of March coming up on Sunday.
Oh, it's coming up quick. Thank you, Kaylin. We'll see you and Todd at 6 o'clock. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have yourselves a great night. The national news is next.